This guy has been a part of wrestling my entire life. It feels like he's been everywhere. And I mean, this episode could be 38 hours long, but we're going to hit the high points today. But what a career he's had, without question, a Hall of Famer, and maybe one of the more talented people in the history of professional wrestling, because before he had success in wrestling, he had success in the music business. Right, Bruce?
Hey, it's the Gentrys. As a matter of fact, he did. Jimmy is one of those well-rounded, extremely talented on every level guys that you'd ever want to meet.
We agree on that. I mean, it's fascinating how much he's contributed to the music behind the scenes. But we'll start at the beginning. Jimmy,
can you sing the song? Do you know the song?
The Gentry's hit that he had?
Yes.
No, but you want to
keep on dancing. That's kind of how it goes. That's about all I know of it too. But I know it as soon as it comes on, I go, "Oh my God, that's the Gentry." So that's Jimmy Hart, man. Keep on dancing, baby.
Well, check it out. Keep on dancing. The reason we're covering him now is because next week he's got a big birthday. January 1st, 1943. He was born in Jackson, Mississippi. Jimmy Hart, by the way, is his real name. Ray is his middle name. He moves to Memphis when he's a little kid and goes to school there, goes to the same high school that Jerry Lawler went to, in fact. And Jimmy's a few grades ahead of Jerry, and they didn't really know each other there, but he even played sports, which, giving a small frame, you wonder, what would that be? How about wide receiver? Which I guess is maybe a suitable deal. He's going to start selling concessions in the 1950s at the Ellis Auditorium. And he's at the famous Billy Wicks Sputnik Monroe match in 1957 that held the attendance record in Memphis for decades. So he's around sort of the show business, and to that matter, even wrestling at a very early age. Some of our younger listeners may not be familiar with Sputnik Monroe. Tell everybody about this landmark performer and this match in particular.
Sputnik was one of the all-time, first of all, he's a great heel, but also Sputnik was most famous for not wrestling in the South unless they allowed, back in the day, colored people to come in. So Sputnik did not believe in segregation. Sputnik would not wrestle unless everyone was allowed to come in and see him wrestle. And Sputnik would go, and Sputnik would visit the black part of town and drink in their bars and have dinner. But there was no prejudice in Sputnik Monroe. There was no, he didn't see other than he felt everyone should be treated equally. And he refused. He was such a draw and so powerful in the South with being such a great draw that promoters in that day, Sputnik was so far ahead of his time that promoters would have, hey, non-segregated shows, everyone's welcome. Come on in to see your hero, Sputnik Monroe. And Sputnik drew tremendous crowds in the South, and he was just so far ahead of his time in everything that he did. I mean, Jerry Lawler used to talk about, he goes, the African-American folks in Tennessee had picture Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, and Sputnik Monroe in their houses.
It's a big deal that Sputnik, did what he did in Memphis, and it's cool that their big match in 57 that set the attendance record was actually one that was intact until the Monday Night War. So quite a while.